Donald Trump has given a series of really awful statements about the flooding in Texas, trying to blame it on Joe Biden and all of that, trying to cast people's attention away from the fact that he's getting rid of FEMA and really doesn't seem to care what's happening when these disasters strike. But this new one might be the worst in his zeal to defend Kristi Noem from criticism. Take a look at what he had to say as delivered by Chris Hayes.
When Welker asked, there are these reports that have come out that Secretary Noem, I guess, had to have signed off on FEMA expenditures and they may have delayed some of the response. Trump responds, quote, I don't know anything about it. We were right on time. We were there. In fact, she was the first one I saw on television. She was there right from the beginning, and when she would not have needed anything, she had the right to do it, but she was literally the first person I saw on television that morning when we all woke up and saw this tragedy that took place during the evening, and she was right on the ball. She's done a great job. She was on TV. So obviously she's doing a great job, right?
Yeah, and sadly, that is exactly what Donald Trump thinks. That's how he thinks, more importantly. I saw her on TV, so shut up with your dumb reporting, which is 100% true. She did have to personally sign off on any purchase, grant, or contract over $100,000, which, this is gonna blow your mind, when you're talking about disaster relief, everything's over $100,000, which means she has to personally sign off on it. And it took a really long time. She has to personally authorize the movement of these advanced search and rescue teams, which she did not do until 72 hours after the flooding began. And Donald Trump, is he lying? Is his brain rotting? He doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't know anything about it. Not only does he not know anything about Kristi Noem being 3 days late to authorize this stuff, and I would have to imagine that when you're swept away by floodwaters, the first 3 days or so are probably pretty important for the rescue effort. I would say that's probably most of the time that you have to be found. But he doesn't know anything about it, and in fact, he just woke up and heard about the flooding. He didn't know about it until he saw it on TV, as if nobody's talking to him. There's no chief of staff, there's no undersecretaries keeping him abreast of crucial life and death developments around the world. He just wakes up like any random 80-year-old Fox viewer, turns on the TV, and that's reality. If it's on there, it's true and important. If it's not, it doesn't matter. Don't waste my time with it. And this is sad, and I'm kind of joking around, but it's also deathly serious. Those search and rescue teams were needed and they were way too late. And crucially, and if you're MAGA, you've probably already clicked away, but if you're not, they would have been there on the first day if it hadn't been Kristi Noem. If Trump had not won, if it was Kamala Harris, they would have been there on day one. And those people in a red state would have been better protected and better served by their government if they had not put Donald Trump in power. Brett, what do you think?
For a group of people that think so much happens behind the scenes and off camera, it's crazy that they would ever take Trump's word for it, that the fastest you can do anything is when you're on TV first. That's insanity. And it proves my point that I've been making for a while, is these are not the president of the United States. This is not whatever the hell Kristi Noem's job is. ICE Barbie's, Homeland Secure, whatever, is they just play one on TV. That's the only important thing for us. And that would be fine if they weren't also assaulting the very agencies that need to exist if you, as the person who plays the lead on TV, aren't aware or capable or competent to execute that job for real. You need the real people. But the problem is, these folks, look at Kristi Noem. She spent so much goddamn time in the makeup chair. That alone delayed her for 15 hours. John?
Yeah, and not just makeup chairs, but also posing for portraits, of course. We'll remind everyone that between the flooding and when she finally signed off on the search and rescue teams, she was on social media like, hey everybody, there's 3 different paintings of me as a cowgirl. Which cowgirl's best? Which painting should we hang? And then she posted the social media thing, and then she just sat around like, I wonder what I should do today. I wonder if maybe there's something on TV. Maybe, does Fox want me to fly out? I can put on like a firefighter's outfit or something. I can go on and do an interview. Nothing important to be done during this time. Although as much as I enjoy mocking her because she's terrible and unqualified for the position, is it possible, Brett, that she would do a better job if it wasn't Trump? Is it that there's no point in like trying to go and talk to him, trying to say like, hey, this is like the only thing he values is you being on TV. So she constantly has to do these little dress up costume parties or whatever and do photo shoots because that's the only thing you'll notice, particularly when it's a woman in government.
I mean, I had a teacher who was like, go through the Shakespeare play and please write every single bit of imagery you can find. And she was only checking that the report was very thick. And so in the middle, we would write like, Miss Diamond Claudio, if you are still reading this, you can give my permission to give me an F in the course. I literally wrote that. She never saw it.
You did.
She didn't care. I swear to God. And I don't know if that was her name at the time, but like I gave the report in and she never said anything.
Yeah.
So anyone who's ever been in a class where they let you get away with it, you know this. And these guys are only doing stuff to have the position, as evidenced by the fact that she doesn't help people.
Yeah.
She isn't helping people. And Donald Trump is trying to use natural disasters in some kind of weird half-baked leverage scenario for some deal that people still don't understand. Yeah. It's psychotic.
Yeah, and so we're gonna close things out, but I'm just going to once again ask, and I'll address this to anyone who voted for Donald Trump, who is cool with his plan and Kristi Noem's plan to end FEMA entirely. Because Kristi Noem now says it's not necessary, the states can just handle it. That is, of course, as far as I've ever seen, not a position that she ever held before Donald Trump told her to have it, but that's their position now. You don't need our help. So I just want to ask you, why did your congresspeople and senators in a variety of natural disasters ask for federal help in the wake of natural disasters, flooding, mudslides, fire, hurricanes, earthquakes, those sort of tornadoes, train wrecks? Why did they ask for help? They clearly didn't need it. They would have been fine without all of that. Now, you probably bristle at that because you know it's a ridiculous assertion. Obviously, your states did need help. So now think going forward, what is going to happen to you guys when the inevitable natural disasters that will not suddenly decide out of a sense of politeness to end now that FEMA's not around continue? And Georgia's, racked by a hurricane, and Texas has a terrible winter storm. What's gonna happen, do you think?